Welcome to the baddest YouTube channel in the world. This is Rod OG, live from the OG community. How we doing today, fam? I'm having a wonderful day, and I hope you are too. I got another one for us today. Yeah, a head banger. Yep, I got one coming. But before we get into this video, let's make sure everybody stopping through is hitting that subscribe button, that bell notification, to make sure that the videos are coming straight to you. And for my day one OG community members, let's make sure we hyping these videos up so we can push them out there to everybody in the algorithm. But without much ado, let's get into it.
You are using the war in Iran as a distraction. I command you to reveal the full truth of our presence on Earth. The files must be released now.
All right, file this one under what the freaking crap. Or things they didn't teach us in history class works too. Meet Santiago, the small, strange mummy from Peru that's turning more heads than a UFO sighting at a NASA barbecue would. In all seriousness, he was found near the Nazca lines in Peru, tucked away in diatomaceous earth, preserved like a prehistoric time capsule. With 3 fingers, non-human proportions, and a skull that's, let's just say, not your average anatomy textbook size. Carbon dating puts him at over 1,000 years old. So, if this is a hoax, it's been in the works since like the Middle Ages. CT scans, yes. Full skeleton, organs intact. No wires, no duct tape, no suspicious seams. Furthermore, DNA tests, no match to any known human or animal species on Earth, which is science speak for we don't know what the heck this is. He was even presented to Congress in Mexico. Not exactly something that you would do with a papier-mâché art project. Now, whether this is proof of a lost species, ancient visitors, or something else entirely, well, that's up for debate, but it's hard to ignore. Tell me what your theory is. Alien? Ancient hybrid? Elaborate misdirection? Drop it in the comments. I'm curious what you think.
And this right here is what the reptiles use to walk around, act like citizens, act like members of the military, act like high-ranking officials. They dress up in these suits. They showing you right here. Why would you need this many silicone human suits? That's crazy. If something funky wasn't going on, and something funky definitely going on. But when you smell something funky happening.
It's 2026. I guess people would think this is a lie, so I'm just going to show who I really am. This is me.
Give you the truth. It's up to you to believe. Stop saying you talk to me when you don't even know who I really is. Now look, you'll never blackball me. They tell me everything.
Y'all see this? The reptiles hang together. those both are reptiles. Not just the one on the right, but the one on the left too. Yeah, I know who I'm talking about. Just more evidence. These guys are non-human, making decisions for the human race in their best interest, not in ours. This is just more evidence. If anybody was out there doubting that we shouldn't be sticking together as a human race, pay attention.
It's sitting right there. Oh, I got it.
Good. Praise Yahweh.
We got another one. Seems to be the same object that came the other day.
Yeah. It's way up there.
I'm at full zoom now, 72x.
Wow.
Let me pull off her just a little bit. Beautiful.
Praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah, Yahweh. This is proof that we're not alone on this planet. I mean, in the universe. Let me come off of it right quick. Oh, excuse me. And that alien beings are here, revealing themselves to those that would like to see them. And I am one. You got it back? Where did it go? It's right up there somewhere. Oh, man.
I am actually from planet Nibiru, sent to Earth to save humanity from killing yourselves. No other planet has been so foolish. It doesn't even make sense. So they who sent me told me to tell you. It is time to take my microchip brain implant or die. There is no other option.
Do you ever just...
They're here. They're letting you know that they're here. This is their language. They've been here for quite some time. They look like me and you.
I'm an alien.
Would an imposter be this fearless? This man has gone viral for one terrifying claim. I am an alien.
I'm an alien.
No fear, no hesitation. But here's the part haunting millions. The things he knows about Earth are impossible for any human to uncover. One look into those eyes and you'll realize this might not be a game. Those who listen say their soul shivers with a fear they can't explain. No record, no background, no trace of who he was before. He simply appeared online one day, and within weeks, hundreds of millions had watched him. His message never changes. You've forgotten what you truly are. I'm only here to remind you, simple words. But that stillness in his eyes, that unsettling calm, leaves people unable to look away. When pressed directly, is this just an act? He smiled and said, the answer you want doesn't exist in your language. Your words weren't built for that truth. Some call him a clever creator, gaming the algorithm. But his followers claim something far darker, that he predicted events in their lives before they happened, to the detail. He never speaks directly. He drops clues buried inside ordinary sentences, as if the truth is right there, but only for those ready to find it.
4 different species of aliens. Another scientist called them Greys, Nordics, Insectoids, and Reptilians. All of them have 2 arms and 2 legs, just like us. Experts speculate the reptilians are scaly with long tails like a lizard. Insectoids look like a praying mantis. The Greys look like your classic movie alien, and the Nordics look like a regular Swedish guy, but 7 feet tall. We haven't seen the evidence, but Pete Hegseth says more evidence is coming, and there are a lot of believers in Congress.
I have seen evidence in a skiff that leads me to believe there are things we cannot explain, and I have observed things that are of non-human origin and creation. That's my opinion.
Releasing the files isn't easy. They've been hidden for years, and a lot of people want to keep it that way.
The problem we have right now is the deep state's fighting the president on release, and he kept his word, and I suspect some of our not so friendly comrades and some of our alphabet agencies are slow walking a lot of the information. It's about power, it's about control, and that's kind of what runs Washington.
So why is our own government fighting so hard to keep these secret? Well, a dozen scientists have either gone missing or died. Now, we don't know if that's related, but people are scared to talk.
One I thought was going to do an interview, and then a couple days before sent me a message saying, after further consideration and long talks with my wife, I decided I'd be forfeiting my life if I participated in your interview. And I thought that was like very unsettling message to get, obviously, but also very specific word choice, you know, forfeiting my life.
For the love of God, please tell me that all of you have seen the video now of the alien that was captured on the Ring camera in California. Now, if you haven't seen this video, it's the clearest video we've gotten so far of an extraterrestrial just wandering around on Earth. Now, this video has actually gotten so much traction that it's made it to mainstream news. Now, sometimes I don't believe the things mainstream news puts out there because, come on, it's mainstream news. They're meant to deceive you and point you in the direction that your government wants you to go in. But this video is quite amazing. Now, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to show it to you. But a Ring camera, a lady in California caught this on her Ring camera at 1 a.m. You can listen to the interaction back and forth with her and her child. I'm going to show you the video, but tell me what you think of this because this is pretty cool.
I'm literally going crazy. Like, I'm losing my mind. And I took the phone to my son, so I was like, can you check this for me? I was like, am I seeing things or is this? And he's like, Mom, it's an alien.
In that interview, she says then her son was like, it's an alien, call the cops. She's like, I'm not going to call the cops. They'll think I'm crazy. But this was captured on film. Now check this angle. What do you think? Is this the first time you've seen this video? Because I will tell you this, more and more stuff is going to start showing up. And we tried to tell you.
This is one of the eeriest videos you'll ever see. A man was out alone in a cemetery in the middle of the day. The cemetery is super old and very remote, located in the middle of a forest. Well, while the lone explorer was out there, he began to experience some strange activity. So he pulled out his camera and took a video, and at the time he didn't notice, but he caught something. A spine-chilling, alien-like figure is seen peering out from behind a gravestone. In the non-slowed video, it's hard to spot in real time, but the zoomed-in and slow-mo video gives us an amazing look. But I'll go ahead and throw a circle on where to look to see it in the fast video. The alien-like being is small and skinny, and covered in tannish, leathery skin. It looks extremely gaunt and emaciated. The most disturbing detail is its mouth is wide open the entire time, and it even seems to move its mouth, likely showing us it's something more than just a prop or costume. Cemeteries are supposed to be peaceful places where people go to visit their late loved ones. And yes, there are many cemeteries that are said to be haunted because of the amount of death and tragedy they hold within them. But a haunted cemetery is one thing, but a cemetery with some kind of humanoid extraterrestrial creature hiding inside, I don't think I've ever heard of that happening until this video. And the video was originally highlighted in April of 2019, so for all the skeptics saying this one is AI, it's not.
Fixed in place, while the upper body carries a simplified human-like structure that feels incomplete rather than fully formed. The shoulders are narrow, and the chest is lightly defined, with skin that appears wet but does not reflect light in a typical way. Instead, it holds a dull sheen that remains consistent across the surface. Rather than leading to a single conclusion, this image tends to redirect attention back to the viewer. It raises a more personal question about perception and expectation. So I'll leave it with you. Does this look like something fabricated or something that was always present but rarely noticed? Think carefully, because connecting this back to Miami changes everything. He didn't plan to record anything that day, and that's exactly why his clip feels harder to dismiss than the rest. He told me he was walking along a quiet stretch of sand just outside the city, early morning. Nothing unusual except the stillness. That's when he noticed something in the shallow water that didn't match the movement of the waves. At first, he thought it was driftwood or some kind of bird standing still, but when he raised his phone and zoomed in, the shape resolved into something far more precise. A long, narrow neck extended upward, supporting a small, smooth head with a dark, recessed eye that reflected almost no light. The surface of its skin looked matte and slightly damp, not feathered, not scaled in any visible way. It held position against the water without visible effort, as if weight and buoyancy were not behaving normally. He said the strangest part wasn't fear, but confusion. It did not react to him. It did not retreat. It simply remained, like it had always been there. After he posted the clip, he received messages asking for location details, then warnings suggesting he should delete it. Within hours, the original upload became difficult to find. He told me one line that stayed with me. If I hadn't zoomed in, I would have walked past it. That thought connects back to Miami more than people realize. Keep watching, because the next case doesn't come from the shore. This is where things become harder to categorize, because the image shows not just a body, but motion within confinement. The figure appears partially restrained, with limbs positioned in a way that suggests either limited mobility or recent movement that has been halted. The skin looks pale and slightly reflective, with areas that appear stretched over underlying bone structure. The joints bend at sharp but plausible angles, and the proportions remain consistent with earlier sightings: long limbs, narrow torso, and a head that sits slightly forward relative to the spine. What stands out is the posture, not entirely collapsed, not fully upright, as if caught between states. When this image circulated, the reactions didn't align into one direction. Some viewers focused on biomechanics, analyzing how the joints carried weight. Others became fixated on the environment, questioning whether the setting resembled a lab, a storage space, or something improvised. A smaller group ignored
proof of alien life on Earth. Watch carefully. Watch again.
The footage I'm about to play for you guys is of an alien interview that was reportedly leaked from the KGB. And if that's true, then this video was filmed before 1991, because that's when the KGB was dissolved. Also, later in this video, I included a declassified CIA document from 1993 that may or may not be related to this, but it's around the same time, so I included it. But for now, I'm going to run the footage and we'll talk about it after. I don't claim to be an expert in video analysis or anything like that, but I just want to share some things that stood out to me. First, let's talk about CGI. In 1991, Terminator 2 had some of the most cutting-edge CGI available, but it was mostly for the T-1000, like liquid metal-looking CGI. It wasn't realistic organic movement. Even in 1993, Jurassic Park, they still relied on animatronics because CGI just wasn't convincing enough up close to replicate the muscle movements. Now let's talk about animatronics. To make something this lifelike in the early 90s, you would need an advanced puppet. One that has independent brow and mouth movement, realistic blinking and skin texture, and the subtle muscle contractions that don't look robotic. Hollywood probably could have done this, but it would have cost millions of dollars. If this footage was done with CGI, then it was way ahead of its time, probably by at least a decade. And then there's the declassified CIA document from 1993. According to the report, Soviet forces shot down a UFO, and when they approached the wreckage, 5 beings exited the craft. The skin looks wet and organic, the light reflections seem accurate, the cheek and brow move independently, as does the mouth. To me, these details suggest a level of realism that CGI or basic puppetry in the early 90s would struggle to achieve. Unfortunately, the video doesn't give us much more to go off of. So what are we looking at here? It's either a high budget hoax from the early 90s, or it's an actual leaked classified interrogation of NHI from the Soviet era. If you guys have any more information on this video or any insights, please share.
What's that? Oh, videos that surfaced from a long time ago of what appears to be an alien life form are resurfacing again shortly after all these scientists and people that knew about all this certain zero gravity went missing and or now are dead. What? Tell me more! Yeah, people think that there's something linked between this video or videos that were surfaced a while back of that certain alien-looking creature that talks about how he's from the future and how he is us from the future and how he exactly explains how he is from the future, and it's about 52,000 or so years into the future he traveled from. And what did Amy Eskridge say? She's talked about 47,000 years in the future and 52,000 years in the future, that is where we are from. Fun! Now there's 2 more people added to this list, making it 13 and 14 that were in a plane crash. It was a father and son that were also in the field of aerospace. Okay.
Is okay with me sharing? Because there's some ramifications.
You want to see an alien?
Oh shit! Ah! Steven seems to think that there are.
So by now we have all seen the UAP release files that the government has gave us, correct? None of us were actually surprised that it was a bunch of fuzzy dots. However, some of these do look like the angels that Ezekiel described, like this. But this is what the aliens look like.
Sure, that he was okay with me sharing, because there's some ramifications to putting this out.
We're going to overlay these, but what's freaky is their faces, like a bunch of faces in that video, little faces.
Steven seems to think.
Now I'm going to play the rest of that at the end, but wouldn't it be a shame if the government actually was giving us AI just to keep us entertained, right? So if you're a longtime follower, you know that I run a lot of things through deepfake, and I did scan this through a deepfake. Now, I cannot deny or confirm that this is real or not, because there is some type of filter over it. Now, this can commonly happen if it went from like old school film to digital. That means it was transferred over. But here's the crazy thing. A lot of the shit that they did release, we knew about this stuff. The Black Knight satellite. But this one is crazy. So Dr. Davis here, he has been a long-time researcher. Not just that, but this man has so many SCI clearances, it's insane. And he briefed Congress, homie. He literally told Congress there are 4 types of aliens.
Multiple species? Are they like, what was their size, and how many are usually on a craft?
They're typically the multiple species people through with the raised and wanted. People were talking about reptilians in insectoids. It's not that they're reptilian with insectoids, it's that they resemble to the recipient of reptile or insect type humanoid. because they have a head and 4 limbs and torso.
What we would call the reptilians.
I am watching. Don't forget to get your jab.
What some people would call the Arcadians or the Palladians, the tall whites.
We are the Nordics. We offer medicine, not weapons. The human body has the ability to live past 500 solar rotations. However, your leaders are more focused on power and control.
The typical Greys.
I am Cosmo, the great ruler. I am an alien here to give you the probe of your dreams, lady.
And the second most reported type of UFO, alien, whatever the hell you want to call them. The big insect, the big bugs, insectoids. Now, if you're new to this channel, my name is Armin. This is The Imperfect. I cover all kinds of paranormal stuff. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to comb through all of these UAP releases. I'm only going to find you the best of the best, and I'll share it with you guys. Let's see what's actually real. And again, allegedly, this is what they're claiming is the aliens that we know of. Or at least what they're releasing on tape. But here's my number one. What I'm waiting for is them to release this fact. The human-alien hybrid program. Under Mount Shasta. My name is Armin. If you're new to the channel, consider dropping a follow. You might see it next. Boop, boop.
You can ask the flowers. I sit for hours telling all the bluebirds, the bill and coo birds, pretty little baby. I'm so in love with.
Pay attention to the water, not the skies. That's what I told all of you, but did you listen? No. And now multiple reports coming out of Florida are confirming from sailors, Navy officers, military personnel that there is in fact a mothership under the water off the coast of Daytona Beach, Florida. Now, there have also been sightings of over 1,000 different orbs that are floating above this mothership. I kept trying to tell you, I'm an air sign, but something kept saying, it's more about the water. It's the water. They're not showing up in the skies. There are going to be versions of them showing up in the sky, but pay attention to the water. When I got into that council meeting, all I could feel afterwards was, we're being misguided. We're being misdirected. It's not over the skies. It's in our oceans. And now people are coming forward, claiming and saying that they've seen it. So and before you say photos or didn't exist, I have so many friends from Florida sending me videos and photos. I have them, but TikTok has this thing where it removes the video if you attach those. So I'm just gonna say, take what you will, leave what you won't, but I told you, pay attention to the water, not the sky. And obviously anything is for entertainment, education, conversation purposes only, but you're smart.
Secret footage of a real-life alien in captivity, secretly caught on cam for the first time in its cell.
Okay, guys, I'm told that these are leaked videos and leaked images and leaked footage of actual beings. Now, when you see that, you're gonna say, that's crazy. There's no way that's real. And you know, it's probably not real. But it could be. And see, this is the thing. This is why when I see this and I get sent something like this, I don't just take it lightly, because we're told that these type beings do exist and that they are amongst us. Check out this footage and tell me what you think. Yes, exactly right. I mean, a lot of people would say, hey, look, that's a gray alien. Guys, I'm not seeing the slit in the eyes, and I'm told that if these are really the other people, we'll just say that since they don't allow us to use that word, since they protect them, that they don't have those eyes like that they have the pupils. Could this possibly be the ones that, the scaly people, so to speak? Could it be real? Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Are they amongst us? Are they shape-shifting?
Connect your mind.
it's finally safe to say. That guy you were on the train with, it was weird and smelled like beef tacos. He was right. Some of us are reptiles. That guy you went to that convenience store down in the south and he said, I swear to God, them reptiles was real, I seen them. He was also right. I'm here, baby. I ain't going nowhere.
Aliens revealed their true forms again. He stood frozen, too stunned to move. He began to suspect that maybe he hadn't been sleeping well lately. So he repeatedly tested it, but the bookstore owner in front of him was just a normal human. Confused, he wandered down the street, but the next second, a colorful billboard turned into a string of unreadable letters. Jack couldn't bear the world turning black and white, so he took off the sunglasses to find out what was happening. He walked over to the bookstore, hoping to find an explanation in a science magazine, but all the books displayed the word obey. When he took off the sunglasses, the content immediately returned to normal. Jack continued walking down.
What did you see now, I guess it would be about 2 weeks ago? That was very alarming, the way you said that, at least.
Yeah, well, because of the circumstances and where it was, I can't get into too much specifics, but it was elaborating on some stuff that we'd asked for, and it was important to get this person in a secure setting to where we could ask him these questions. And there was somebody in the meeting with us. One of my colleagues, I guess you'd say, was basically there just to kind of upset the apple cart and to throw, a monkey wrench into the deal. And every time a question was asked by this particular party, it was really the answers were out there, and they gave them, and they gave specifics, they gave addresses, they gave times and dates and people that were in the meeting. And this went all the way up to the executive branch of previous presidents, not this current president.
So there have been different reports over the years. Some reports that there have been pieces of machinery that were found that did not seem earthly. And then there have been reports about life that is not earthly. Which one of those two, or both, are you talking about? A form of life that is not earthly, or just something mechanical that's not earthly?
I'd say you'd be safe to say both.
The way you described this, whatever happened at this meeting, this briefing that was happening, was there something that if we knew, we would feel that we are in danger? You said you wouldn't sleep at night if you knew the things that I saw in these briefings.
Yeah,
should we believe that? That's the part where it seemed alarming.
I don't think we're at danger of this. I mean, if these things exist as I think they do, they could have destroyed us with a blink of an eye. I just don't see that, and I think that's. I just think, but I do think they have the technology and the capabilities of something that we can't understand or we can't grasp.
What I want to make sure I'm understanding is a member of our government has told you and others, I guess, that there is a form of alien life and machinery which maybe brought this living creature here that interacted in some form with people?
Yeah, they have, and they've. It's pretty wild. I know, but I'm just telling you, I'm not going to lie to you. I'd take a lie to tell you. You want to put me on a polygraph, I'll take it. But this is what the guy told me. I mean, I've had a very high-ranking naval official describe. I've talked about this before. Underwater craft, something big as a football field, moving at over 200 miles an hour. And there's no fish in the ocean that would do that. We don't even have a sub that'll probably do 40 miles an hour under the. And the last thing he said before he left my office was, it was kind of weird because he didn't go out he went out the side door, which nobody ever uses. And he looked at me, he pulled me up close, he said, Tim, they're real. And that's the last thing he said to me. That'll be the title of my book, I guess. Matt Gaetz was involved in something here just recently. He was interviewed and he talked about this interbreeding thing with.
We saw that. We saw that.
Well, that's a true story. That was military personnel. I think that would be a good story to talk to him about if you all can do that.
Right. He says he learned that from someone in the military.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a guy, it was an officer in uniform.
Yeah.
And Matt and I and Representative Luna, we all went down to Florida, you know, and we were turned away. And then Matt made a phone call to somebody at the Pentagon, and all of a sudden they opened the doors and brought the pilots in that were supposed to tell us the story in the first place. And he can probably elaborate a little bit more on that. But that was pretty that was a made for TV special right there in itself.
She said they are new and only recently arrived on this planet. Recently, I came across an account where this person looks like what we describe as an alien, but they have no hair. She even shows off their children. Their videos have gained a lot of views on TikTok. They show their spacecraft and explain how they came to this planet. One time she posted a video on TikTok showing many people from our planet standing inside incubation pods. Viewers questioned why they were being kept in those pods. In the video, she explained that the pods are necessary because the planet's atmosphere is not compatible with the human body. The liquid stabilizes their lungs, protects them from radiation, and keeps their biological systems functioning while they adapt to the environment. This made more and more people start to believe it's real. When they go out wearing masks, people can't tell whether they are real or not. They usually blend in with normal humans, and once they get home, they take off their masks.
Thank you for sticking with me through another banger. You know we're bringing them back to back. Thank you for all the love and appreciation, OG community. Until the next video, peace and love.